Hi everyone. So I wanted to ask you a question. Think back to when you were 10 or 11 years old. What did you enjoy doing? What was fun? What if you had to choose a career when you were 10 or 11, what would you have chosen? So a few weeks ago, I did a talk for a group of ladies here in London, Kentucky, the women in business, and the talk was about sales, using strategy, wisdom, and persistence in sales. But the first question I asked them is when they were 10 or 11 years old, what did they want to be when they grew up? And I got some great answers. Some wanted to be writers, photographers, attorneys, some great answers. But the reason I asked that is because, in my opinion, by the time you're 10 or 11, you have started to form your own interest and you really don't care what other people think yet. So you're just having fun in whatever you call is fun. So it's kind of ironic that I asked them that because I did not know what I wanted to be when I grew up when I was 10 or 11 years old. But it did make me remember something that happened at that time that made a big impression on me and is some of the reasons that I love what I do today. So when I was in 5th grade in the spring, a tornado came through our town and it blew my playhouse away, which was really just an outdoor storage building, a place for me to get all my toys out of the house. But it was a place that I went and I played and I enjoyed it. And then the tornado came and everything was just what hadn't got blown away was just in a pile in the yard and was wet and ruined. And that part was sad. But later, in a week or two, I learned about insurance and that we had coverage for my playhouse and I was going to be able to get a new one. And at first, we were going to buy a pre-built building and we looked around and then my dad said, you know, we can just build one and it can be a little bigger. So I'll make it, I have two sides. One side will be your side for your playhouse and the other side will be my workshop. And I can even build you a loft. So, we had the best summer between 5th and 6th grade working on this playhouse. My dad was a coal miner and that summer he was working second shift. So he didn't have a lot of time to work on it and I was very persistent. But he was very patient and that's one of the things that I really remember is he was so patient with me and he took my input. So for example, I had been looking in catalogs and watching television shows and I had saw a Dutch door and I explained to him what I'd saw, that it was a door and the top could open, you could leave the bottom closed, and he said that's a Dutch door and I could build one for you for your side. And he did. So he took a lot of my input that summer. For example, he built me a table that I could fold the legs and it would fold flat against the wall and give me more room. And that summer, I spent all summer daydreaming and planning for this playhouse. Now, I had never done that before. I had looked forward to things like Christmas or my birthday, but nothing I had any input on before. And my dad listened and was patient and we worked on it together. So I found out that I could collaborate with somebody, I could be creative, and we could think up things I had never seen before and make it come together, and it was so much fun. By the time 6th grade started, my playhouse was finished, and I didn't play with toys a lot longer than that, but that playhouse became a hangout for me until I had car keys and I could go anywhere else I wanted to go. It was just a place I would go. We actually had electricity in it and it was just a fun place to be. And the reason that I thought it was so fun is I had input on creating it. And I got to spend that time with my dad and like I said, he was very patient with me and it was so much fun. Now, I had envisioned a cottage and a lot of things that it really didn't turn out exactly like that, but that was okay. It was what we had imagined and worked on together. So my question for you is, what did you enjoy when you were 10 or 11 years old? And how does that translate to your business today? Because I'll tell you how it translates to sales for me today. I collaborate with people. I envision something better for them than they have today. I meet with them, I talk about their expectations, we work through it, and I can help them make a change. and something they're looking forward to, because I can use my imagination, I can be creative, I can collaborate. And that's how I use it, and I still love doing that today. So tell me about what you would do, what you were like then, how it translates to today. Have a great week.